Hello and welcome to your all-new Bath Rugby Nation, your channel that will bring you updates on what is going on at the club, as well as podcasts once we get up and going with the channel, and also live streams of games once we get up and going with the channel as well. Welcome, my name is Owen. I'm a Bath fan living in the Midlands, guys. So what's going on at the club? Obviously, we've made a fabulous start to the Guinness Premiership season. Bath currently sit top of the Guinness Premiership with 2 wins from 2. Number of teams up there with us, but obviously the bonus points have put Bath a point ahead of both Bristol and Gloucester, our West Country rivals, as well as 2 points ahead of unbeaten Sale in 4th. The opponents on the weekend will be Leicester Tigers, who have lost both their opening games. I've only got 1 point, which is a bonus point, and a negative 18 points difference, which I must say I do enjoy seeing. Not a fan of Leicester Tigers, really not a fan of Leicester Tigers, especially as I live very close, about 14 miles from Leicester. Now, Bath have made a tremendous start to the season. Some fantastic rugby. I mean, Finn Russell's come in and been absolutely superb. I mean, that break and the out of the back of the hand unload we saw the other day was absolutely superb. Absolutely out of this world. Really confident that, keep Finn Russell fit, keep him playing as he is. It'll give Bath an excellent opportunity this season. He really is a man of many talents. Obviously, a 34-14 win over Exeter in the group stage of the cup. That was our last group stage game before the action got started proper. The Guinness Premiership got underway with a 34-26 win over Newcastle at the Rec before going to Saracens, and always a difficult place to play. And I know Saracens are missing a number of internationals who are still away with England, but then again, so are we. And a fantastic 25-16 victory at the Rec, and some absolutely fabulous rugby played all in. However, coming into the game against Leicester Tigers this weekend, what is the latest injury news? What is going on with the club, and where are we up to with certain players? So, head of medical Rory Murray has confirmed a lot of injury news. Has confirmed injury news on Ted Hill, has confirmed injury news on Quinn Rue, on GJ Van Veltzer, Will Muir, to name but a few. So if you start with former Worcester Warrior Ted Hill, Ted will be out for a few months. He's had to have surgery on a leg injury that he suffered against Newcastle Falcons. Obviously, Ted, who was a former captain of the unlucky Worcester Warriors, has certainly become a key man in the Bath squad, and his absence will, according to Murray, stretch early into the new year, which will come as a blow to our director of rugby, Johan van Graan. Who has, been fantastic in masterminding these back-to-back wins over Falcons and Sarries. Hill's leg injury came, like we said, in that 34-26 home win. He is now, after surgery, going through a period of rehabilitation with the club. Murray is taking a great interest in obviously putting Hill through his paces on a daily basis to try and get him back as soon as is possible. But it does look like it will be January, February time before Hill returns to the Bath matchday squad, which obviously is not great news for the club. GJ, it's easy to say, guys, the end of a very tiring day. Van Veltzer will also miss the Leicester game this weekend, as he is recovering from a calf injury he sustained in the Premiership Rugby Cup against the Northampton Saints. Also, Irish international Quinn Rue, he left the field of play in the first half of Saturday's fantastic 16-25 victory over Sarries. He was obviously the subject of a HIA. He did not return, and as a result, he has fallen into the concussion protocol. Therefore, he is automatically ruled out of Saturday's game against Leicester Tigers. Josh Bayliss is continuing his rehabilitation also with the team's medical staff, which obviously, again, is a loss. He is another one who's recovering after having surgery on a thigh injury that he sustained during pre-season training. I mean, that's got to be gutting, hasn't it, to get injury in pre-season, just in training, never mind in actual game play time, which is just, not great. Some good news, though. Winger Will Muir, he was obviously not involved on Saturday at the Stonex Stadium. He is merely apparently was rested for this game and is part of a squad rotation that is taking place and will be available again for selection by Johan van Graan. Once again, Bath will be without the England trio of Will Stewart, Sam Underhill, and Ollie Lawrence as well. They will be staying with England for at least one more week, as England will face Argentina in the fourth place playoff, which obviously is the opener to the final when New Zealand All Blacks take on South Africa. That game will take place, the fourth place, on Friday night, apparently. But you know what? If I was an England international, would you really want to play in a fourth place playoff? It's a bit after the Lord Mayor's show, isn't it? It's kind of like a bit gutting. You kind of just playing a game to see who finishes third, and you don't win you're not winning a trophy. The World Championship's not at stake. It must be a horrible game to play in a really weird atmosphere, certainly. But no doubt, I'm sure that Steve Borthwick will have the team fired up and ready to go against Argentina. Now, according to Premiership rules, Stewart and Lawrence will be subject of a mandatory rest period, which will mean they can't return to play for Bath until round 6 of the Premiership, which is a home game, a derby against Bristol Bears, who currently sit behind us in the Guinness Premiership table. This will be a fantastic time, obviously, to get Lawrence and Stewart back for this game, which will no doubt be extremely closely fought and will be extremely intense, as Bristol Bath games always are. However, Sam Underhill will be available. He is not featured in the England matchday squad because he was called up as a late injury replacement for former Wasps player Jack Willis. He will be therefore eligible to make an immediate return to the club, an immediate return to the match day squad, which is very, very good news indeed. Good, positive news. There is other stories regarding Sam Underhill at this moment in time. Apparently, Sam Underhill has become the attention for a number of French top 14 teams, including Racing 92 and Bordeaux. They have currently set their sights on getting him away from Bath. Underhill, who is now 27, has been fantastic for Bath. Has done really, really, really well, and obviously, played his way into the England reckoning, and then was obviously that surprise call up for Jack Willis after Jack's neck injury against Chile. According to rugby papers in France, both Racing and Bordeaux are actively seeking a robust back row player who has good defensive skills, and Underhill certainly fits that, and his skill set very much matches what they want. Is also a state, that there is no salary cap in France, therefore they can pay him whatever they wish, and obviously that increase in salary may be very attractive to Underhill. It is important to note, though, that if Underhill was to make that move to France, it would mean that he would no longer be eligible to play for England under the new rules, where the exemptions obviously have gone now. Those exemptions were put in place after Wasps and Worcester went bust. Allow players like Jack Willis to obviously play in France and play for England. That will no longer be the case. Anybody who is on a permanent deal then with a French club will be ineligible to play for England, which would mean obviously Sam Underhill giving up his England aspirations. There's another rumour surrounding Will Stewart as well, which is a very worrying one, obviously, that these England internationals are subject of speculation. Apparently Gloucester are sniffing round Will Stewart and are reportedly very interested in taking him at the end of the season. This is something, that would be be bad for the club. He is a quality player and the sort of player that we need to keep hold of. But there's kind of the latest rumours as regards players leaving the club. Well, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know your comments on any of these stories. Obviously, give me your comments and your predictions for the Leicester game at the weekend. I really hope we smash Leicester. Can't stand Leicester. I remember so many epic battles in the past with Leicester, particularly when the time when Bath and Leicester were the two dominant teams that fought it out for the title every season. And Bath and days, obviously, when we had Jack Rowell as our coach, as our director of rugby, and the likes of Phil de Glanville and Jeremy Guscott and Stuart Barnes and all those players who were just different class, obviously. Thank you for watching. Obviously, please hit the sub, help the channel to start growing. This is your Bath Rugby channel here. I'll be bringing you news on a fairly regular basis here on the channel. Like I said, podcast once we're up and going. Thank you so much for watching. On the way out, guys, please smash the like. Thanks for watching, guys. Speak to you very soon.